work with the fucking forgery up there, like the starship forgery.
Brainwave.
The forge system, you know. We're wasting too much time building shit here on Earth without sending stuff out. Like, we need to be building stuff up there that's space ready already and then sending it out. Like, have the little, you know, the skeleton, what would you call it? The lung system, like, of the, you know, build your little heart in the middle of the lung rib cage, you know, structure thing. Then, you know, get it ready for launch and have the little, you know, equal mass delivery system set up so you can, you know, punch on a plate and then, you know, it delivers the equal force the opposite way so it doesn't move, you know, in time with you. Then you get the momentum of the jump, you know, transfer of kinetic energy or whatever you want to call it. Even magnetic rails, man, like spinning it up.
I think every gram we send to orbit.
We don't need two sides.
Of air.
There's just resource out there. We need to harvest that. That's what we need to focus on, harvesting that resource and then using that to build with.
Because it's not in the gravity well.
Collecting those little, you know, space rocks that, you know,
We are sending something up
intermediately get caught, you know, like the second and the third moon or the fourth moon or whatever it is. Just be able to harvest those little rocks, you know, pull them in. Yeah, we'll take that, put it through the little space forge, you know, mine it up, get the materials going, fucking 3D printers putting out the little metal spiders with the fucking programs to build the stuff,
And you just want to send up a block of material.
Yeah. Just throwing it. Like I said, you could use that spring technology to throw it up there. And in the process of throwing it up there, you just have like a big net. So it turns up pulverized. You're just collecting the dust and putting it in there. You're not even doing the process of the, breaking it back down again. It is broken down when it gets shot off into space. It's like fucking shot up there as dust. You know what I mean? Like, it undergoes the kinetic spring launching system, which converts that solid block that someone's created into dust and just up there, grabbed into the machine. Comes out in the shape that you want. You don't throw the ideas down. They're never going to do it. You know that, Si.
Right. Imagine.
That's all I'm going to do for the next fucking 20 years. All I'm going to do is just throw out ideas and just go, well, there you go.
Have like
that's my contribution.
You could have like a cube or a sphere with a ton of like carbon. Yeah. And then underneath that ton,
you could have collectors just collecting the carbon. If carbon's an issue, collect the carbon out and fucking convert it into big fucking shot put balls and shoot it into space and just reuse that as your building material. There you go. Convert your pollution into building materials for your space structures. Bam. Modern problems, modern solutions.
The spider underneath it that's using it, the ton of carbon. It doesn't have to be like on Earth. That would need to like be able to like drag a ton around.
No, weigh nothing. Simply shifting the object around with no weight to it.
No meaningful
other
weight.
than the momentum of moving the weight. Because that's what you have to qualify for. Right? You might move a fucking 1,000 or 1,000,000 ton in space, but you've got to be able to qualify for the momentum created.
About like what comes off the other side.
Yeah. And to be able to reverse that to bring it to a halt. Simple principles. You know, whatever you've got to put in, you've got to take back out to reduce it back to zero, or
well, something goes flying.
Rest. Reduce it back to rest. Yeah, base design stuff, man. We want architecture up there already, don't we?
Oh, I mean,
and you want to be teaching courses in it. That's where you want to be. You want to be building the stuff, and then teaching others how to build the stuff. Sorry for the pig roach snort. Then it's just necessary.
I think I want the stuff to teach me how to build it.
Yeah, well.
I want to watch it build itself and then think about it.
Help and assist with ideas more than anything. Like just be there, throwing the ideas and
sort of like change,
letting it plan it out, and then putting it into the modelling system and the test systems, and letting it undergo the structural tests and whatever, and then go, oh yep, that'll work, and then we combine this, and starting off simple, but building the I think it was like a rib cagey kind of thing where you had a top part to it, which was like the spine would be like the control mechanism, and then the rib cage itself, which would be open on the underside rather than having the sternum or whatever. But then that framework itself is perfect for the spiders to like web off from one position and then attach to another, and then do like a cross frame thing so they get the base structure of what they're building, and then start adding the components in, you know what I mean, like fabricating the components inside the webbing so that it, regardless of what happens, is if the frame moves, and it's going to move with the frame because it's got the webbing holding it with the parts in the position, and you know what I mean, like, so there'll be, regardless of if whatever the movement of the shipyard would be, the structure inside being created would move with it. Like, it'd be tied with nanofibers internally inside the rib cagey kind of construction center or the construction space. Like, that's where it would be inside there. Like, I don't know, like it to me it would be like, when you're building a Lego set, right? You get level 1, you turn the page, you get this big piece, you get that big piece and this piece together, and it sits beside it, then you part 2, you add these long bits, know what I mean? Like it fabricates it to the spec and then locks it all together as it's fabricating it. You know what I mean? So
Locks it together.
it would pump it out. It would pump it out like a similar to Lego construction from a manual with the part
And as it's
1 all
assembling
the
it,
way
it
through to
fuses each
part
piece.
fucking 10,000, depending on how big the structure is, right? With all the little things, and it would just get in there and and just build it. Like it'd be going off the pattern of whatever was designed in the CAD program or the CAD design, essentially just pumping it out. 3D version of a space printer. So yeah, you wouldn't need to have rocket launchers with we need this, we need that. You'd shoot up all the components in the spring collective spring momentum powdering system. It just breaks all the stuff up and turns it into dust. You suck it in, create the whatever the dust is, turn it into whatever material you need to in the micro or the macro forge. It pumps out the other end, and then you just print it out. You lay it down as you're creating it. That'd be what's in the spiders would be the micro forge, and similar to what they do in their own gathering and whatever techniques. Because I've been watching this little spider at the back for the last few days, just building this web, and it was absolutely amazing. I was completely fascinated in the agility of it and the way that it structures and then crisscrosses to get the framework to hold the position of the web and keep the integrity of the web, and then what gets damaged during the day or collects a little insect or in our case it'd be like a web created to collect bloody space rocks. Big space rocks would come in and just get caught up in a little space web. And then it'd come in and collect it, much like it'd collect an insect been caught in its own web. Harvest the space rock, figure out take it back to the analysis part of the shipyard construction system. It would get broken down. This is the incoming bloody thing we collected from quadrant such and such. Oh yep, that's all iron, or that's all copper, or that's all fucking frozen oxygen. We can use that for the plant and HAB systems. So yeah, man, it's whatever we want to put up there, but we got to do it. Like it's this whole don't do it. Just do it. Stop. Enough of the bullshit. Make it a thing. Make it a